Lenny mentioned promoted to open the batting.
Clock ticks over to 1 p.m. local time here in Nepal. We're all set for the latest contest. Match number about it. It may only be season 1, but the team in yellow, just like south of the border, down somewhere where you know ever so well, Chennai. Supported team is an organization.
Yeah, yellows are always very well supported. Everyone wants to be Tendra Singh Irie. That's he's one of the most popular cricketers here, isn't he?
You can understand why. It's that energy that brings to the game. And he does have this remarkable disparity. Many have been criticising him in ODI cricket because he's struggling. He's averaging 17, 18 with the bats. But I think often if you look purely at his numbers, you're not actually understanding the impact he has on the team. Fielding, leadership in this case for the Royals. His bowling is massively underrated in my opinion, often highly economical. So it's cut away. Protection out there, well-placed fielder, Bim Sharkey, another national team player who, such as the adrenaline with all the fans roaring, flings it over the head of the keeper.
Already looks like Saif Ali Zaid is going to enjoy batting on the surface, and he's going to enjoy the new ball. Batting at number 5, plays for Northampton. Generally a middle order batter, but he would love the opportunity to go up the order and take advantage of the fielding restrictions. It's a busy player, runs well between wickets. Yeah, Irie, the energy he brings to the crease in terms of running between the wickets, it's just a sight to behold. And I've been thoroughly impressed with the energy all the Nepali youngsters have shown.
Down the track, Vinod Bandari slashes that one away for 4, not where he intended it. That matters not. He had 4 fours the other day. His very first delivery today, he goes straight to the ropes.
Yeah, again, created room for himself by stepping out and backing away a little bit. Able to free his arms. And if you've got it, go for it full. It's high and handsome, into the 3rd boundary. No chance for the fielder there. Karan Casey concedes his first boundary.
And it's a super 4, powered by Encel 4G. Flies to the rope. Outfield looks to me to be getting a bit quicker, if anything. This time goes through the covers. This one's going to challenge the rope, but Gerard Erasmus is a fine fielder, cuts it off, keeps it to 2.
Early indications it's going to be a high-scoring screamer. Yeah, wicket looks good. Whatever moisture in the morning has been dried out. Ball coming onto the bat. There's a bit of bounce as well. Bandari is not holding back. He loves the aggressive route. That's good piece of fielding. Ravi Erasmus was so good in the last game, both with bat and ball. Handy offie. I suspect we'll see him very soon, given that there's a left-hander at the crease.
I think it's the beginning of a trend we're going to see develop throughout the tournament. Morning games, lower scoring, the higher, getting through to the afternoon, really high-scoring contests. Love that from the umpire cam. You literally see KC zoom by him. The outside edge is beaten. It's 9 for none.
They're diving in and diving out. It's MRF Race all through. Enjoy the race experience. Race it out on MRF's Field Race Radio.
ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಥಳಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇರಿ ಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ತರ ಲೈಫ್ ನಗುವು ಸಂತೋಷವು ತುಂಬಿದ ಮನೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಒಂದು ಸುಂದರವಾದ ಪ್ರಶಾಂತಿ ಸಾರ ಸೆಲೆಬ್ರೇಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಮಸ್ ವಿತ್ ಪ್ರಶಾಂತ್
So I'm villain here.
I know where you're coming from. Please go on.
He loves engaging with the crowd. I would say winding them up sometimes, and when he's been playing for UAE at this venue in particular, got himself involved in a few little incidents, let's put it that way. But it's a bit of a love-hate relationship. He then kind of engages with all the fans on social media. And not sure if we can see him there. That's the Gurkhas bench. See if we can find him. But Rohan was
Was powered by Geet and bound it.
for the second. They're known as famously as the Associate El Clasico. That one you're talking about was the 16th of March, which is the final game of ICC Men's Cricket World Cup League 2. Coming into that run of 12 ODIs, and
no pace at all. Terrific delivery, back of the hand probably. Yes, it was. Great execution. Saif Ali Zaid misses and Rashid Khan hits. One down now and an early strike for the young bowler. Terrific to see. Southern Pashchim Royals have been rocked early. Their overseas pro promoted to open the batting is gone for 11 and they're 17 for 1 after 2.
ಸಂಕ್ರಾಂತಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಟ್ರೆಡಿಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಾರೀಸ್ sarees andre navavrasha. On this Shankranti, don't miss an opportunity to flaunt yourself in a saree. Celebrate this Shankranti with Prashant.
Someone who's definitely making a name for himself in this tournament. He probably doesn't need to make a name for himself because it's the most famous name in world cricket. It's Rashid Khan. Not Rashid Khan of Afghanistan. Don't get confused looking at your scorecard. Rashid Khan of Nepal. Brandon McMullen to the crease. How good this young man.
Terrific player. Tall, lanky, right-hander. Good long levers, likes hitting down the ground. I liked the first look of him when I saw him in the last game. It was terrific. He bowled brilliantly as well with the new ball.
He's line good as well, isn't he? Now, hopefully, I might be able to get a bit of immediate reaction. Stephen Eskenazi, I know you're making a field change there. Just checking, can you hear me here from the commentary box? Stephen, can you hear me? Andrew Leonard here. Maybe not. Or actually, he's so focused on setting that field, he's just making sure everyone's where they should be.
Been a journeyman, born in South Africa, played for Western Australia under 17, under 19. He plays for Middlesex now. He's been a journeyman all his life.
Oh, brilliant innovation. The fine leg had just come up into the circle. And he scoops it away for 6. Binod Bandari, 10 years ago at the T20 World Cup for Nepal, still doing it here at the MPL.
He's just showing Saif Ali Zaid how it's to be done. He played one in the last game that he played as well. It's terrific awareness of the field. Lenny just said this fine leg had just come in. And current case, he provided him the pace. And he used it to the maximum. Excellent Siddhartha Bank 6. Crossing ropes, creating hopes.
That's right. He's been inspiring people for many a year. Yes, he's probably the autumn of his career now, Binod Bandari, captaining the A side, kind of giving back and nurturing the youngsters at the moment, which I think is a great move from Guyan Andramala, the A-team coach, when he came into play this year for the first time. Swing and a miss. Just one more big thing to call about, should be given us a wide. Bandari, part of that 2014 T20 World Cup squad. Yesterday, last night, we saw a big announcement from Subhash Kakarel. First ever man to make a T20 I-50 for Nepal. Did play an ODI 2 years ago. That was in Texas. But he's called time at it. So 11 years on from the day, from the first time that he played for Nepal. A teammate of Bandari's in that 2014 T20 World Cup. Hey, a great tribute to Subhash Kakarel. Great top order player. Wish him all the best. Another wide, the radar going off a bit here.
Trying to change the pace up. Current Casey, back-to-back wides. But such tournaments give a new lease of life to people like Bandari, isn't it? Nepal's first ever half century in the T20 World Cup, Subhash Kukrel. Wish you all the best in whatever you do post your cricketing life. Subhash, been a great servant of Nepal cricket. May you continue to contribute.
It's always, you talk about athletes, don't you? You talk about almost having two lives, don't you? Kind of, when you retire and then when you move on. What was it like when you finished playing? Do you remember very well? How was that transition?
Even just in the autumn of my career, I started to coach. So I always knew that was a fallback for me, and it was trying to experiment what I could do after the game. But I just knew that I loved coaching, loved people performing, and loved helping out people. So I always knew that I had this in me.
That probably helped your transition, I would imagine. Some players talk about it as being almost like a trauma, you know, having to adapt to something you've done your entire life. You've lived and breathed and played and done nothing else. But did that help your move into your next life, into coaching and commentary too?
100%, because I was playing club cricket in England, and my club really pushed me into coaching because I had to do it to get my visa. You had to get a work permit and you had to have a coaching qualification. So my club really pushed me to do it. I was very lazy initially.
What was that club's name? You got to give them a shout out.
Havering Cricket Club. It's in the North Lancashire League.
Got them to thank. And I'll tell you something, there's plenty of cricketer in India. And we're going to see more overthrows here. A little sloppy from the Gurkhas. Great awareness again, 2 more to the total. Got that club in the northwest of England to thank. Who you going on to coach then?
2 clubs, Longton Cricket Club first and then the Havering Cricket Club. They were the ones who really got me coaching.
Good standard up there, isn't it? In northwest
Very,
England.
very good. Longton was very good. You had great pros there. Good Pakistani, South African pros, but same with the North Lancashire League as well.
It's one of the beauties of our sport. That's why I love cricket so much. The different backgrounds, different cultures, the different peoples that it brings together. Well, and very much trying to be positive to start with. Erasmus makes the stop but can't pick it up cleanly. 3 have been bowled. It's 29 for 1. See the first change in bowling, despite Rashid Khan. Seamer picking up that opening wicket. We're going to see Shahab Alam, the left-arm spinner, come into the attack. One with a lovely action of this army of left-arm spinners. Homegrown cricketers produced here in Nepal. Michael Levitt just having a word with them. Here we talk about those cultures coming together. Netherlands have played a lot of international cricket. In that instance, Michael Levitt would be doing everything he could to try and beat Nepal's players. But now, he's putting his arm around his Nepalese teammates, trying to encourage him. So much to love about this inaugural MPL.
And this is only going to strengthen the competition between the associates. You start to know each other better. And when you play against each other, you're going to use it to either your advantage or disadvantage. Imagine Shahab bowling to McMillan in a Scotland versus Nepal game.
He does have a bit of experience up at the top level, but he's probably just a little bit fallen behind likes of Rajbanshi and Sagar Dakal in the pecking order. Looking to use this. As McMullen goes into the leg side, he's going to get 4. Not out of the middle, not as clean a strike, but very effective.
He got up to a similar shot in the last game, but this time he pulls it off. He's got a long reach, so once you pitch it up, he's got those long levers as well. He really drag it, lent into it.
I think the difference with the one he got out to, the long on was out, wasn't it? He's dragged it a bit, kind of wide of the mid-on fielder, but mighty effective. strong down the ground. I had a long chat with him after he got out because I thought he should have got 70, 80, 90 in that match. He was doing it so easily and he had the life. So I had the stupid chance. He was talking to me about trying to play straight down the ground. But in short, wherever the ball's going to pitch, he wants to hit in the V.
Because of that long reach, you can then sit back and then use the bounce to plummet it straight. But that's good game plan. This is a wicket that suits hitting straight, either a front or back foot. If you're good at it, might as well use it.
You almost felt the first 3 game days, did you? Everyone was feeling out the conditions. There'll have been plenty that might not have played cricket for either a couple of weeks or a couple of months. In the case of some of the English county players in particular, many of them, their last game will have been at the end of September. And the locals who knew the conditions well, they just looked a little nervy to me. We didn't see many of the local batters step up on the first 3 game days. Well, the afternoon of game day 3 we did. Then day 4, now into day 5, all of a sudden we're seeing the Nepal players come to the fore.
100%. I think they've worked out the game plan. You're seeing a lot less LBs and bowls in the last couple of days than we have in the first 2 days.
It's the outside edge. End of the 4th over, 35 for 1. Thanks.
ಕ್ರಿಸ್ಮಸ್ ಈವ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಸ್ಥಳಗಳಲ್ಲಿ ಫೇರಿ ಟೇಲ್ಸ್ ತರ ಲೈಫ್, ನಗುವು ಸಂತೋಷವು ತುಂಬಿದ ಮನೆ. ನಿಮ್ಮ ಎಂಟ್ರಿ ಒಂದು ಸುಂದರವಾದ ಪ್ರಶಾಂತಿ ಸಾರಿ. Celebrate this Christmas with Prashanti.
Star royalty here on the left, Tanka Timilsena. He is an absolute beauty. He wrote an official World Cup song that was played all the way around during the T20 World Cup in June. And I think, if I'm right, I think he's got involved with the Super Fishing Royals and written them an anthem too. Seeing footage of him playing all over the country, he sends the fans into raptures. He's got an X factor when he's on stage, unlike anything I've ever seen. The great man. He loves his cricket. Tanka Timilsena.
Yeah, look at him. He's already got an X factor without doing anything. Imagine him rapping. Wow. And it's great to have him involved with the Super Fishing Royals. It's great for the game. People from all walks of life getting involved. We even had a mention from the 14 peaks, didn't we?
We did. We're going to see if we can get to that. Hami Nepali Ferry Bishwa Cup Ma. That was the name of the song during the T20 World Cup. I'm going to get given out to my Nepali translation, but it's something like the cup will be ours again, or something like that. It was such a catchy tune. It became a bit synonymous with the World Cup campaign. Loved that one. There was so much excitement about that World Cup. There was over a dozen songs here in Nepal written about it. Imagine that. More than 12 songs just about that World Cup journey. Sauter into the attack, pumped away for 4.
Got 2 full from Nathan Sauter. Usually a skinny stump-to-stump bowler. This time was floated out and into Binod Bandari's arc, who's not going to spare him. Lovely shot from Bandari. He had the width to free his arms and took full toll of it. And Nathan Sauter, tidy up.
That first ball was a loosener, wasn't it? What is a loosener, and why do bowlers, particularly spin bowlers, often bowl off their very first ball of their spell?
They're a bit nervous to start off. It's usually when you go for your stock bowling, the good spinners, even Shane Warne, he doesn't try to spin as much in the first ball, just gets his arm rotating, gets his length first, and then goes to spin the ball. Probably Nathan Sauter tried to do a bit too much in that first one.
It's a great description, but isn't there an irony that the ball that Shane Warne is the most famous for, the late great Shane Warne, was the first ball of a spell, his first ever delivery in the Nationals, unlike any delivery I've ever seen.
His matches are a bit different. You can afford to do that, but in a white ball game, generally Shane Warne's first 2 deliveries are stump to stump, sliders, getting himself into the groove and then settling into his brilliant stock ball as he had one.
The ball of the century, it was called, rightly so. Delivery to dismiss by Getty, accompanied by the iconic commentary. What Richie said was, he's done it. Mike Ganning doesn't know what has happened or something like that. I haven't got it spot on the money, but something like that. It was quite brilliant. Understated, as always. The late great Richie Bennell, commentating on late great Shane Warne, gone far too soon.
Far too soon. He had so much more to give to the game, Shane Warne. Just couldn't believe. I just still can't believe that he's not there with us.
Into the sky, and I think probably into the stands, maybe out of the ground. Oh, what a strike. Those long levers, that long reach. That fans love it every second. You've got to throw it back, sir. 6-4.
Nathan Souter is learning it the hard way. And that's those long reach and the long levers of Brandon McMillan coming into play. As he told you, it's hit it straight. Into the trees. Into the far end. And was that a crowd catch?
Well, the fans celebrated like it was when he got his hands on the ball. Standing slog sweep over long on, all the way. Too full to do anything with this time, right into the block hole. 5 a big ball, the Royals, 46-4.
Some are chasing glory once again. Some are here to prove a point. Some are here to defend their title. And some just want to keep their momentum alive. England's top teams, each with a different agenda, but one goal. The Carabao Cup. Carabao Cup quarterfinals. Only on Fango.
Good start here. Vinod Bandari 19 off 12 and Brandon McMullen 14 off 9. They're going at 9.2 runs and over. Pulled for a single. We're going to go down to Stephen Eskenazi, who's mic'd up behind the stumps. How's it going out there in the middle?
Good contest between bat and ball, I reckon. It's a little bit of spin. But I think when pace on, it's pretty flat. So these guys are going all right. If we can get another wicket here, 250 off the power play, I reckon that's pretty even. We've seen the afternoon games be pretty high scoring, so I'm not too worried at this stage.
Well done there, Stephen. Thanks, Acumen. I hope you're well, Steve. Just does it get a little bit tougher to bat when the ball gets slightly older? Is it easier to bat up front? What's the situation there?
It's really interesting, you know. It's so different to back home for us guys who play in England because it sort of spins and grips in the morning when it's soft. It seems to flatten out a little bit in the afternoon. I mean, where we play, it stays juicy for the seamers in the morning and then flattens out and spins in the afternoon. So we're trying to get our head around it. It's a great challenge.
You said so different to home. Now, I'm intrigued because I've seen you make Australia home. I know that you've got some South African roots, but you refer to England as home.
AC, I know you're from where my parents live, home in Perth at the moment. Yeah, my parents still live in Perth, born in Johannesburg, spent a bit of time in the UK, moved over to play for Middlesex when I was 18 and been there for 11 or 12 years. So they've got a few different places I call home, but I'd say London at the moment where I'm playing my trade it's been home for the last couple of years.
Global cricketer. Steve, what about your impressions of Nepal? Is this your first trip here?
Been fantastic. I was on the plane with a couple of our overseas boys over here. We weren't entirely sure what to expect, and it's exceeded every expectation. Well, friendly, the standing creek's been fantastic. The ground's incredible. The crowd's been amazing. So, yeah, incredibly proud to be a part of this first MPL, and I think it's going to be going from strength to strength.
यो बडो अनि बाँझो हो है त बनाएको छ क्या
Yeah, I must admit, I was a little bit surprised by the morning crowds when people said that they would be coming to watch in the morning. I thought there'd be 10 or 15 people. The passion is unbelievable.
Crowd too, it's funny when you walk around the ground, people talking about the wicket, people are talking about what you couldn't do well or what you can do better, which I think is fantastic interaction. And look, there's no sport without this vibe, this atmosphere. So yeah, we're incredibly grateful as players and can't wait to see how this goes next year.
All right, mate. Thanks for your time, and hopefully you'll be in the run soon. We look forward to watching you back.
Thank you.
The single to finish an excellent over, ended the power play as well. 48 for 1.
Sabah chasing glory once again. Sabah here to prove a point. Sabah here to defend their title. And some just want to keep their momentum alive. England's top teams, each with a different agenda, but one goal. The Carabao Cup. Carabao Cup quarterfinals. Only
Battery pack removed, and now he can focus on the job at hand, which is keeping wicket. Which is keeping wicket.
Can't beat the fielder. Cramp for him as well. Starts well, Alam with a dot. Well bowled again. 2 quiet overs, and we could see a bit of problem for the Royals. Just start to get a bit impatient, the batters out in the middle. Finds a gap this time, and it's going to roll all the way for 4. Great looking stroke this from McMullen.
Love the shot. Really do love the shot. So often we see a player rock back and he'll just play the square cut out to the sweeper and pulls through for a single. McMullen wants more than one. And so his placement, past extra covers left hand, gives him 4.
Just past the bowler. Stick to a single. Again, the running between the wickets has been impressive from the time that the Royals have started today. 36-run partnership of 30 deliveries.
Nice early call. Yes, there was a dive that was put in, but still good running. Projected score at this stage, around 160 mark, if they go at the same rate as what they're going for at the moment. Here's the run. Excellent. But there's lots of power still to come. The captain of the Penrith area, even though it's not good, they can hit the ball a long way. So they're well set at the moment, the Royals.
Tries the aerial route this time, straight down the ground and into the crowd. McMullen making this over a good one for themselves. 7 gone, 60 for 1.
मेरा health insurance plan नहीं है क्योंकि I want to modify this, take this, नहीं बन गया मेरा health insurance plan.
Introducing Superstar by Star Health Insurance. Future Hit Hard Move covered.
थ्याङ्क यू दाइ थ्याङ्क यू मिस यू है विचार गर्छु
Music's going and it's such an atmosphere here at the NPL. 60 for 1. McMullen leading from the top, 26 off 19. 2 4s and 2 6s.
ल ल ल ल हस् दाइ हस् राम्रोसँग बस्नु हजुर हजुर
Big again, and it goes all the way for 6. This time it's Vinod who joins the party. He's taken Sauter to the cleaners of the first delivery of this over.
We've seen a number of the wrist spinners make this error today, also in the previous game. It's just too full. If you allow a batter to stand in the crease and just take one step and hit you down the ground, your length is too full. You need to drag it back, almost force them to play across the line.
Worked around the legs in a quick single. They've been so good, the Royals, at picking up regular boundaries. 1-4 or 1-6 here and there. 50-run partnership comes up as well, and in style, just 34 deliveries. Gets it past the bowler. They will cross for a single.
Bowled that a lot slower. Sounds up. T20 specialist. The pace on us. Loads it up.
Better area. Push for another single. Want to finish this over strong. One delivery to come. Really good stroke this. Down the track and helps himself to another half a dozen. McMullen is punishing the bowlers out there. 8 gone, 75 for 1.
The house full signs have to go up. Now, there's a lot of T20 leagues around the world. There are many that have been going for long periods of time, and I'm certainly mean no ill respect or disrespect to them. But I don't know of one that regularly has this amount of people at their grounds.
I can only imagine what it's going to be like in here. The enthusiasm that the players feed off is incredible as well. Just elevates the level of the competition, the level of enthusiasm. Through the offside. Fielder should cut this off.
I say that the best form of advertising is word of mouth, and I have absolutely no doubt. I mean, you know, it's not just the players who, when we speak to them on television, but when you speak to them off the field, how they talk about the impression that Nepal has made on them. So the word will get around really quickly about this place and this league. I'm pretty sure we're going to see an explosion in years to come. End of the 9th over, 81 for 1.
See you. अहिले केही चाहिएन 2-4 लाख रुपियाँ भए पनि भइहाल्यो यार भोलि नतिर्न घेरामै बेच्यो 1 लाख रुपियाँ आफूले खायो आफ्नो पैसा आउने भोलिकै त्यो मान्छे मारामार छ नेपालतिर पैसा हुँदैन भने त यहाँतिर मान्छेलाई खोजिहाल्नु नौकरीमा यही खोदिएले भनेले न आमा कसम खाइ भनेले न आमा कसम ताहे खान्न या होला हाम्रा यहाँ दाजुभाइ कति खान खोजुले त अहिले खोजुले त अहिले खोजुल परे यो म पठाउँछु हैन
Trying to back away. It's well bowled. 65 off just 46 deliveries. It's been an innings for both of these. McMullen 38 off 26. He's hit some long ones out there. That's going to be a boundary.
He's a serious player, this fella. He's a serious player. Brendan McMullen. And that is some stroke. Again, the use of the feet. So often we think going down the wicket, but his utilisation of the crease to give himself room. Wonderful.
Good running again. The single picked up. Leg buys, but they'll take them however they come. Well bowled to finish the 10th. Halfway point. It's 88 for 1, and we're going to have a quick drinks break.
Senora Island Women's Tour of Bangladesh, powered by Ruchi, 3 ODIs and 3 T20s.
really good start, an outstanding start, in fact, from the Sunapashim Royals. This trend of the afternoon games in the high-scoring ones, I think, is set to continue. And with the quality of Brandon McMullen and the experience of Binod Bandari at the crease, the Royals are maybe thinking of a total as high as 200 in front of what has been a party atmosphere. I think they're the best supported of the 8 sides so far in this inaugural season of the MPL. And it very much has party vibes here as the Royals fans are loving every second. We're delighted to have a very special guest come and join us for the first time throughout this series. I think people don't need me to introduce the former national team captain, current secretary of the Cricket Association of Nepal, and someone who's been absolutely the guiding, shining light behind this inaugural season of the MPL. Paris, firstly, very good afternoon. Great to be with you.
Thanks, Andrew. It's been a pleasure. Just into day 5, how we dreamt of how the Nepal Premier League should be like. Very, very thankful, obviously, to our fans who have been the most instrumental factor for Nepal cricket to be recognized all over the world. When we started off with the whole concept of getting this tournament up and running, we're grateful that the Siddharth Bank and Ansel and all of the sponsors came in, and of course, you see our 8 franchises stepping up their games. You open up social media, you see nothing but the Siddharth Bank Nepal Premier League, so you can't ask for anything more than this.
I thought I was going to be the one talking about social media. I didn't know what to expect coming in because I've been here so many times, and when the national team plays, we know it's a packed house. We know there's 20,000 in and around the TU. But the hype on social media and the build-up to this competition, I've never seen anything like it. And I didn't know whether the hype was going to be real. We're 5 days in, the hype is definitely real.
It all started from the time we started with the logo reveal. We have done everything at our end to make everything larger than life for people in this country, and even for myself. I've spent 25 years at this venue, and having spent my whole or most of my livelihood into this part of the world, scooped away by Binod. He's been batting well, hasn't he?
Yeah, great to see both the experience of Binod Bandari and then some of the youth locally shining. Michael Levitt, the bowler. Yes, so it's not really just about cricket this event, is it? It's really about bringing Nepal to the world, the festival of the Himalayas.
Like I said, it's about exposing Nepal to the world. We've always been known as the land of the Himalayas. We have magnificent shot.
Smashed away, that's going to go all the way for a Siddhartha Bank 6. I'm not sure whether Brandon McMullen's going to allow us to have too much of a chat here, Paris, because he is lighting up this tournament, just like Dipender Singh Airi did a couple of days ago.
The Royals have actually made a statement loud and clear into the 3rd innings of their journey in this tournament. It's a team that has potential match winners. It's just been a great show so far.
Really, really has. You can see there, just dragged down a touch by Levitt and hammered away into the deep. McMullen, I think he gave away a big score the other day. And he's going to get to 50 in the easiest of manners from just 31 deliveries. 3 4s, 4 6s. Don't be surprised. I don't want to speak too soon. We haven't seen a century yet in this competition. If McMullen's still there in the 20th, I think that streak will be broken. He's batting on another planet. Yeah, the Royals have been outstanding. Take us back to the start of this league. How did it all come together?
We put in a lot of effort in getting the right ownership in place. We're very grateful to them. We're backed by some very strong business communities, representations, and most importantly, from the National Sports Council to the government of Nepal, everyone's been extremely supportive of what the concept has been. We've had Premier Leagues before, but why is this different? Cricket Association of Nepal has taken the initiative when we announced the fact that it's going to be live on international TV, and we're getting in some of the best event management companies who've been part of the cricket industry. The hype around the event went berserk, and right now when you look at it, we just feel that this is the beginning of something really great in the making.
Yeah, no doubt about that. Right now, this man's playing a really great innings. 11 bowled, 99 for 1.
battle for cricketing pride. 2 tests, 1 epic rivalry. West Indies versus Bangladesh. Only on Fan Code.
The importance of this broadcast being as innovative as it has been, the best in Nepali cricket history, but probably most crucially live on Star Sports. How did that come about? How important is that?
We got TCM involved in all of the processes because they've been handling a lot of cricket in relationship with Star. And once we got hold of them, they put in a plan as to how we want to get hold of them. And the most important factor here is that Nepal cricket is now visible to everybody in the world. For our international cricketers who played World Cups, Asia Cups, the world has seen a bit of them. But for around 80, 90, that looks very, very close.
It's going to be gone. And Shahab Alam strikes its 2 and 2 balls. There's almost a silence across the ground. The first one went to Erasmus. This one goes to Shahab Alam. The game is turning. Classic cricket here in Nepal, never short of drama.
Piston line, I think that would have hit middle for sure. It's always not too quick to go across the line, especially. You could go horizontal, flat batted towards mid-wicket, but I think Binod made the mistake of going across and unfortunately had to lose his wicket.
Bandari's gone for 35, 103 for 3. Oh, brilliant to watch the Tiger at the non-striker's end. Beats the outside edge. Going back to Star Sports, has there been feedback from India? People tuning in, loving the action of domestic cricket here in Nepal?
It's just been great, the response from everybody who's been part of the whole experience. The broadcast quality has been amazing through the production team and everybody involved. When you see cricket from outside, you see a live cricket match, it looks great on TV, but the amount of effort that it actually takes to get this up and running, we are very, very, very grateful. It's day 5, everything's falling in place. The broadcast has been amazing, the crowd support has been fantastic. We've received an overwhelming response from all over the world, and hopefully we'll take this into another level come next year. If we can set up floodlights in one of our grounds, there'll be no stopping Nepal cricket from there onwards.
Final ball of the 13th. They've got a dashing quick single. Will always get on. End of the 13th. It's 107 for 3. Going to keep you with us through the break here, Paris. I noticed you said 2 things there. One, grounds, so not just the TU potentially in years to come, but also floodlights. Can you talk me through both of those for the future editions?
The government is coming in with a plan to revamp the whole TU International Cricket Grounds, that's for sure. The Mulpani ground, there are 2 grounds, which one belongs to the National Sports Council, the other one belongs to Cricket Association in Nepal. So there's a bit of infrastructure that's been placed at the lower end of the Mulpani grounds. Now with right investments, because it's part of the government's priority project, it means that hopefully with a proper planning in place and with getting right infrastructure timely done, and it'll also depend on what can puts it at our end as to what kind of plans we want to give it to our respective bodies. Cut away fight, Devendra Singh Airi.
Should get back for 2 easily. In fact, he jogs the 2. This is kind of the spiritual home of the game here in terms of the international game. We've seen some internationals at the MCG, but so much of the cricket, that's the Mulpani cricket ground for those wondering.
This is the home of Nepal cricket.
Absolutely. But what about other areas like Biratnagar, like the Terai region where there's so much cricket? Maybe not in season 2, but in years to come, do you see the NPL expanding outside of just the Kathmandu Valley?
We've had discussions with our team owners, just explaining of them of the fact that there's a ground being constructed in Chitwan right now. There are proper cricket grounds in Pokhara as well as Bhairawa. Over the last 4 or 5 years, I feel with the kind of hype and the kind of enthusiasm that we've seen with the Nepal Premier League, people have actually lined up just to get inside the stadium, as well as in terms of sponsorships to team ownership, which means that finally Nepal cricket has now managed to touch the grassroots of investments. Hopefully we can streamline these investments, get our proper cricketing structure in place, and come 4 or 5 years.
Get back for 2. I think he's dropped it onto the stumps here. It should be fine. We won't go upstairs. Yeah, you mentioned all those teams, and so many of them are doing great initiatives. I think the Chitwan team putting on a bus in the morning to come up to Kathmandu and come back. We've seen other teams with community and social responsibility initiatives. We've also seen the talent hunts too. And a young 16-year-old left-arm spinner yesterday, he picked through the talent hunt, play in the second game for the team, and take 1 for 18. Remarkable.
There's talent in this country for sure. It's just about identifying that talent, and the Siddharth Bank Nepal Premier League is exactly that. Identifying talent, creating that platform, and hopefully in the next couple of years, we will have some of the best cricketers who go on to play for Nepal come through our league.
Yeah, you can think about the impact that this league's going to have in years to come. As Irie works it into the leg side. Just going to be a single this time. He'll keep the strike. Gets us to the end of the 14th. It's 112 for 3. Well, he's top of the charts, but